October 10th, 2018. A nondescript email sent to Crowley ISD raised no suspicion. It said, "Hi Deborah, can you please send me the last payment amount and date?" It appeared to have come from Steele & Freeman Incorporated, a company the district was doing business with. The email requested a change of payment from a check to ACH or wire payment to a bank in Florida. This bank in Marathon, Florida. The Crowley ISD employee wired the money, one transaction for $500,000 and the second for $1.4 million for a total of $1.9 million. Except the money did not go to Steele & Freeman. It went to him, Donald Conkright of Big Pine Key, Florida.
It started when an employee of the Crowley Independent School District came into the local Fort Worth FBI office.
Fort Worth Police Detective Casey Allen and FBI agent Matt Wilkinson knew they had to act quickly. The school district had just lost $1.9 million on what appeared to be a business email compromise scheme.
In typical cases like this, we see a rapid withdrawal of funds. And we're not talking about days, we're talking about hours.
The email had the right logo, even appeared to have come from someone working at the business. And when you looked at the email address, it looked legit. Except instead of .com, which is the real email, it was .net, and another one had .org.
We'll see a slight misspelling of the individual's name or the company's name in the email address, and I believe we saw a little bit of that in the emails with Crowley.
The FBI focused on Donald Conkright, the owner of that bank account.
When we were looking at the account records provided to us by Iberia Bank, we saw rapid withdrawal of funds via cash at different branches across South Florida. We saw expensive jewelry purchases, such as about $72,000 for 2 Rolex watches, vehicle purchase for almost $130,000. We saw large purchases at Apple stores, evidence of cashier's checks being withdrawn.
Investigators found withdrawals were made almost immediately following the deposits. Large amounts of money were wired to Republic of Uruguay and Mexico. Laptops and other items were sent to Nigeria. Investigators soon determined that Donald Conkright was a money mule, a man transferring funds on instructions of someone else, someone he had possibly never met. Investigators described Donald Conkright as a loner. The 64-year-old man living on Social Security in an old RV in Big Pine Key, Florida.
Kind of a lonely guy, somebody that spent a lot of time on the internet and Facebook in particular, engaging with people that he had never met before.
In an interview with FBI agent Matt Wilkinson and Fort Worth PD detective Casey Allen, Donald Conkright told them that he did all this for love, for his girlfriend, who was using the name Lola Mullins.
She wanted to marry me, but she couldn't get her father's inheritance unless she was married.
Conkright said he had never seen or met this person, even though they'd been dating for about a year. Investigators say the two exchanged more than 25,000 text messages. He says he was dealing with who he believed was Lola's attorney, a man who went by the name of David Sanders, an identity investigators believed was stolen from a real attorney. Sanders was giving him instructions on what to do with the money in his account.
They tell me when it was there, and then give me instructions to take it. David? Yeah, and then put it in different banks. Because it went into BDT Bank one time, it went into Wells Fargo one time.
Court records show, along with wire transfers, Conkright also sent laptops, phones, and even this Rolex watch overseas with the money from Crowley ISD.
And acting quickly was a key part. After he went to the jewelry store to get the watches, he immediately went to a FedEx store down the street and shipped those to Dubai. Getting rid of the evidence is another step.
Investigators believe the crooks were quickly trying to get the money out of the country where it's hard to trace. Investigators say Conkright didn't pass all the money to Sanders. He kept something for himself. Court records show he bought himself this $130,000 BMW with the money. In text messages to Lola, Conkright says that he must look wealthy to do all this banking. At one point, he acknowledges that what he's doing is against the law, but investigators say he kept on going.
So another thing that set him apart with us was that he didn't feel like he was going to get his fair share of the money. And so one way to solve that he admitted to us, was that he took a large chunk of the funds, about $130,000, and he bought himself a BMW because, in his own words, he didn't think he was going to get his fair cut.
Conkright says he bought the car because he was asked to do so.
He said, go get a car. I said, well, I don't want a BMW. Okay, go get one. She picked it out.
How did she pick it out online?
Yeah. Loaded it?
Investigators say he also destroyed his phones and erased messages, also changing his story several times about how he got so much money in his account. In 2020, Conkright was tried and convicted in federal court in Florida for money laundering and sentenced to nearly 5 years in prison. At trial, his defense attorney said Conkright was merely victim of a romance scam. He was used by the con artists and blinded by love. Nicole Nielsen, CBS 11 News.